and fix it immediately. All right. So guys, we're going to talk about the last week trades. Let's see. Everyone with me? Is my picture clear? Okay. So guys, I was discussing about the Verge trade that we had. This is to the USDT pair. If you're not running Verge on a USDT pair, you're exposed to a certain amount of risk. And I basically want you guys to be very careful. If Bitcoin dumps, or we have a huge amount of volatility coming in, or there is a sudden dump, this USDT pair is going to save you. Okay. Now, doesn't mean if you're in the BTC1, go change it. You have to have a strategical approach to this. Just when you get out, when you get in, you're disturbing your amount of profit, your leverage to get in, to get out. Everything is horrible. You have to be careful. If you're making a decision, make the decision strategically. I'm not in your shoes to make trades for you. I want you to at least be able to make a strategical trading decisions, not to just base it off of me. May 8th, this is how much growth we have, and it's a good amount, guys. This is 45% to do so. What's important about this is that my targets are way up. I'm not looking at Verge for a short term. This is most like a midterm, okay? And it's going to hit 69, 67 to BTC. And that's when I'm going to collect 60 to 70% of my position immediately, okay? And I'm going to let the rest of it run to 120, 150, I don't care. From that moment on, my focus from Verge is going to be shifted. On the weekly, we had an inverted hammer. This was when I signaled you guys, start buying more and more. Before the pump, the day before the pump, I let you guys know about that. And this is how it would look like if you were to be on the BTC pair. So on May 2nd, I posted Verge. And here's Verge. And prior to that, back in April. And we were at the bottom of the channel. I expected it to catch up all the way. And there we are, guys. There's a good amount of way to go. But once we hit here, 166 is done, 67 is done. And you can be sure that it's going to happen. But it's going to be a quick drop. This amount of sell kicking in, it's going to just spike back down. So if you started from here, right, don't go grab a stop loss and put it right down here. No. Put 70% of it, okay, for a sell limit order, about 65 to 66, because that spike is supposed to happen. It's going to spike back up. A lot of orders going to get triggered, and then there's going to be the decline. And then we're going to carry on over the channel, hopefully. Now, if that's going to happen, we will know. But what is important, all you see is sell orders, but you don't see buy orders. Now, I want you to understand, smart and a lot of people who are in it, that are experienced, are not going to jump into Verge that fast, because this is a pump and dump coin, guys. There is no sentiment behind getting Verge. Now, yes, we are having a call up with their company coming up soon, but this is the moment that they can basically create a spike, huge decline, and then we're going to go up. And harmonic wise, it is correct. It can happen. Okay. All this consolidation here, all this green volume that is coming in, and they have a reason, and that reason is just to hype it up before a crash and then go back up again with your money. Don't be perished just because of it. So if you have it, play the game, have some balls, stay in the trade, and play it nicely. Okay, that was Verge. Overall view, when I brought in my first elementary bags to Verge, I expected the curve to happen. the end of the curve. I was not sure about how we're gonna go ahead and spike back up. I knew it was gonna happen in a way or so, but let's see how it played out. April 1st was when I posted it. You can see my curve is moving up. Um, that was Verge, and it was happening during some of the most crazy time with Bitcoin. So now we're gonna go back to the rest of the trades. If you have any question or suggestion as of me looking at a certain pair, please mention it in the chat. Now, guys, we're gonna go ahead and discuss Vermilion Energy, VET. When oil price dropped, a lot of oil companies, no matter where they were from or whatnot, they all ended up having this huge gap. The gap has to be filled up. All right. Now, doesn't mean we're going to fill it up completely before a decline or something, but there are great targets that we have. We have a great bullish setup. And so far, we've been seeing a great amount of profit. If you were an option trader, cheers to you. And that's that. NAC, BTC. Let's check this out. Here's the breakout. Boom. Euro bullish potential. This was a forex trade. There we go. RLC roadmap. Guys, RLC has a lot of potential. RLC is something you should consider putting a bag in there for midterm. If you haven't, you're a bit late to the party, but this was when it was recognized first. Here's the harmonic. We're in the channel. We're about to start. Basically, look at it. We gain back the yellow support line. Increase of volume. Not much sell happening in RSC. And so here we are. Guys, 1 second. I'm going to take a little quick break. All right, guys. So, and now we're going back to the top of the channel. First, we're going to have a decline where this channel ends. You should collect your profit as we keep going back up. RLC is what's going to take you to the moon. I believe we're going to have a full-on curve happening at some point. And all this can just add into the volatility when Bitcoin starts pumping and dumping, okay? For more information on how much risk you're exposed to, you should totally check the roadmap for BTC. Seller breakout trade. Seller basically went back to the buy zone, and you should have bought more when it went to the back to the buy zone. The 100% target was achieved, and now we're going back up again. So that is that. And then once we get over this yellow support line, okay, or resistance that is currently, the next spike can happen. Here is where the price is going to jump up, do a little spike, decline, touch it, retest, go back up. Or you could just have a nice pump because the whales could get jumpy on this. PPT, amazing trade, guys. Again, we're having one of my favorite setup for a bullish curve. Here we go. We are right about there. And then once we take over this resistance, diagonal resistance line, it's going to do the same thing. It's going to become parabolic. And if we do break our 83% profit target zone up, I would collect all my bags. As again, I told you, you can put in 10 to 15% remaining in your position, but I will collect fully. Don't get greedy on Populous. So that was Populous. Now let's go back to our other trades. All right, so All right, Phoenix. Guys, Phoenix is bullish. The whole setup is bullish. We're most likely going to make a huge curve. And one of the most interesting things about this is that you have to know one thing about Phoenix, and that is considering it when it comes to the roadmap and safe range. Out of all the altcoins, this one is a bit weak when it comes to Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin moves, Phoenix is going to be super weak. You have to always consider that. And one of the best thing about Phoenix is Phoenix can move up super fast. Guys, this is within 2 to 3 days. 33%, 53% achieved. Okay, keeps going the same way, and it's pretty nice, honestly. I would say Phoenix has the potential to capture 74% target, 99% target. Let's see. We're gonna go ahead from Phoenix to QNT. QNT is dead, guys. It's dead to us. We're not gonna consider getting back into it, no matter how bullish it's gonna get from this point on. We already did what we had to. 70% is pretty good amount. You know what I like about this is that once you do pass the Z1 buy zone, okay, if you do have another buy position, it got triggered halfway and it pulled it back up. You see that? Consider these things. Don't just go fully in and then try to ride that back up. No, consider it. If you have a Z2, Z2 doesn't get triggered, we go back up. Update your Z2 to Z1 so you can get triggered back onto the trade and come back up again. Okay? And be smart about this. So that was QNT. CHR, channel play. This is one of my favorite setups, guys. And let's see how it worked out. Are we back to the R1? Yes. We're trying to catch the R1. Good buy volume kicking in. A steady buy volume, which is very important. And so I believe that we're going to capture this. There is going to be a certain amount of retest happening here, a lot of bit of a chop zone. It's going to look like this, and then the next pump going to come once the sell orders are over, and it's just going to be pump. Like, we're just going to catch a massive amount right here within CHR. And it's going to be so good that it's going to FOMO past this point. And if we do break this channel, guys, it's going to be crazy. That was CHR. BTC roadmap, guys. A lot of authors, a lot of people who are doing bot trading on Bitcoin, they can only understand within 10 to 15 hours of where Bitcoin price is going to be. If we're going to go with every little, up and down, oh, Bitcoin is going to pump, Bitcoin is going to dump, you're going to basically put yourself at a very volatile strategy to go forward, and that's not good enough. Yes, we can have a dump back to basically, let's say, where is this? 8,216, but it's not going to be that easy to break it down to 7,600, then break it to, some people are discussing about 6,000 zone, like they don't know Jesus. That's not okay. You have to consider to be on shitcoin trading safe range. You're going to trade your shitcoins like you know it. You're going to be comfortable with it. You have to understand the volatility of jumping 5 to 10 to 15% is what you're exposed to. If the jump is too high up, yes, you're going to be in danger. If the dump is too fast, you're going to be in danger. However, they're going to recover. As long as we are in the safe range, we're going to recover. And whenever we go back up, you saw how NEO got declined lately, correct? Yes, you did see that. NEO got declined. We are right now seeing how NEO is having a little decline. June 7th is what the day today is. And that's because we are no longer in the top coin trading safe range. You have to go by this, guys. This is your Bible. And once we climb back up, once we have to have all of our shit coins basically shut down once we hit 10,459. Reason being is we are too close to this R1. This is the no trade zone, guys. We're not trading anything except holding very tightly to our long-term top coins. Once we are near to 12,248, okay, this is the part that some of the altcoins are going to forcefully get super spiky. Okay, regardless to say that at that point, top coin, when Bitcoin is at 12,000, Neo is going to be at 13 to $14. Okay, that's just how it's gonna be, and then we're gonna have another pump. This is where this area right before point D. This is where average Joe is gonna come put their life saving in here, and then the massive decline gonna happen, and then we can have another decline. But till then, we're gonna play with this game. Okay, there is not gonna be a way out of this. If you even consider the parabolic, I think this can't happen anymore due to the fact that we have a lot of orders. You can see it every time we hit this zone. We are facing a lot of up and downs, a lot of choppiness. That was the BTC roadmap we just discussed. Now we are going to a storage. A storage, guys, basically is our playground every time we trade storage. Just a quick, big profit. We pick it up, and that's about it. MFT. A lot of people were bearish about MFT. They're like, nah, this cannot come. This cannot happen. And what's crazy is that I just didn't tell you that I am considering this as the final target. But yeah, it basically, once we got into this trade, the 65% was achieved very easily. And now we're just considering if it does come back down, guys, buy more. But you should have already collected your profit, okay? And that was MFT, guys. So now we're going to go to MRO. This was another oil company. And as you can see it, the Dark Lord has been making this one pump as well. Look at that spike. That's pretty nice. And it's going to keep on going. Some option traders are making bank on that. Baby Leo. Guys, Leo is about to have another breakout. When is it going to come? When you like my charts more and when you get subscription to my YouTube channel more. So that's how it's going to go, guys. It's going to just jump back up. We're going to hit these targets. We're going to have to achieve this zone. We're going to be on 16,000 Satoshi eventually, okay? Be careful. I still have bags that I put in right about here. You can check my other Leo trades. This was back when it was here. So as again, when you achieve the full trade and you're like completely satisfied, leave 15 to 20% in there as your tax fee to the alt gods and let it ride, because it's going to surprise you eventually. That was Leo. We're going to go ahead and talk about RLC. This is the new setup, guys. I am considering RLC becoming just a spike zone. We're going to have these little guys keep happening. Your buy limit orders are supposed to be already kicking in. I have orders, guys. I have buy orders everywhere here. As you can see, I already bought a huge amount of bag over here, and we're gonna go for our first, second, third target. That was RLC. Node, bullish curve. Now this coin has put a lot of stress on me, I'm not gonna lie, but I believe in it. And even though I am 12% down since I got into Node, I'm not letting go of it. I know exactly this curve is right about here, and we're gonna have the climb. And this setup, guys, is not gonna be a 6% in. No, we're gonna hit these targets, and it's gonna keep going back up. That's because the people who run this setup, this channel, is gonna touch up right here. Okay, that's node bullish curve. Now we're going to discuss about, here's a daily on roadmap. I'm using Hikinashi candles. My zones to watch are highlighted here with white dotted line. You can see the safe range, dojis almost in higher time frames. Here is how we are. This is giving us a heads up. Hey, we're about to capture this as well. We're gonna see how this is gonna play out. There is no worries, guys. As long as we are not below 8,192, everything is perfect. That's BTC roadmap. Return of the whales. Some say due to this chart, a lot of whales have made a comeback. It's okay. Let them come back. Here are the targets. This is with BTC on the Hobby. And we are now looking at IOTA. Here's IOTA, guys. A perfect entry. Okay, what does a perfect entry look like? That's what a perfect entry looks like. 31%. Now we're gonna probably there's gonna be a decline before, and there's gonna be another pump. 45% will be achieved. I'm gonna step away from IOTA at 45% and only let my 30% to remain here. However, I'm gonna have a buy zone right about here, like a little mini tiny buy zone, and that's gonna be it. That's what by IOTA is gonna be. And when IOTA little timeline gonna kick in with their events or whatever they're putting up, we can look at up here too and cash out those percentages that we put in. You can see how we have gotten here. This is a whole little channel, and we're about to head up here, guys, and we're only collecting 45% profit trailing, leaving the rest of it. Oh, good stuff, guys, good stuff. Neo. Remember how I told you how Neo had a decline? And this is the part you can see how Neo is having that decline. When I posted this on May 29th, I explained to you the bigger expectation we can have from gas, okay? And the gas pump was way more than the Neo pump. Neo is still bullish, and Neo will have the next climb. And God forbid, when Neo does that spike, you can't catch gas anymore. That's Neo gas, guys. EOS long trade. I canceled this trade personally. However, some of my members remained in it and they made good profit. We got very close to the R1. And here is that's on the leverage trade. If you were running this was the perfect. I mean, don't get me wrong. This was the perfect entry zone. Once it declined, if you had your entry back up again, you would have ride it. And EOS is bullish. However, I would collect my profit and only let 20% in here. Put another buy limit order here for another spike back up. This is not something we just break back up and come back in here. The amount of BTC volatility that is we're exposed to gonna make our limit orders to kick in. That's EOS long trade, guys. How is this guy, guys? Check it out. Right after, you can see how the sorry guys, just a bit of a break. The seahorse and partition over here is taking off, and here is the R1 completely exposed, another pump, and we're about to achieve the other levels as well. And the thing about crypto is that doesn't mean if the timeline is here we're going to achieve it. These things, all these happen with 4 or 5 Bitcoin. Once you put those in, you can pressure and bring down some cell walls. Then it's gonna get a spiky, and here we are, guys, the king of the sky. And then we're gonna come back up here. Cheap bread, guys. As much as you would consider a safe trade would be, this is one of those. Okay, you can just accumulate and start keep buying, keep buying. This spike is gonna happen. We're about to have a spike coming up in BRD. BRD is coming off of a huge harmonic, and the 45% target is almost there. That's the cheap bread. INS breakout trade. I'm heavily invested in INS. What it is with INS, no matter what happens, guys, INS is going to make this a spike, okay? And not only this, it can fly way over it. However, as it comes down, you don't need to panic. You should just keep on buying more. Specifically, if you are here, you should be buying more. If you are here, you should buy more as well. This is the reversal of the overall trend. When this type of buy limit orders kick in and all these lads are buying, and it shows you how massively people have these limit orders here. It's the same scenario, huge amount of support here. We're not going to lose this support that easily, guys, unless there is a whole sort of pressure on Bitcoin, and we're gonna soon be into this. Especially when we got in here, a lot of people panicked as Bitcoin started curving down on the hourly chart. Make sure for all my trades you're following my BTC roadmap. Now we're gonna discuss Bitcoin overall. Okay, let's check it. All right, guys, this is gonna be Bitcoin on shorter time frame. Now, this is not the 3-day time frame or 1-day time frame anymore. We are looking at it on an hourly chart. Okay, so what's happening here? Let's zoom out a bit to understand what we're sitting on, what we have lost, and what we have gained, and what we should expect. First off, I want to just show you an outlook of what we are having. Check it out. This is where we are. Okay. We were sitting on a huge support line. The support got disturbed afterwards. And here we go. And here we are again. You can see this curve happening, guys. You can easily understand that we're having a curve happening. Okay. This is that curve, guys. And what's interesting about this is that this curve is respecting a certain support, and that support is this. All right, this diagonal support that we got going on. And these little manipulation, these spikes, you could consider them happening all the time. You could always, this right here, when this happened, we canceled out all of our leverage trades. And probably like it was about here when we canceled all of our leverage trades, because this was not going to be natural, but this spike could have happened. So we went through it, the decline. This is where all these exchanges liquidated all these longers, and then the shorters, everyone lost money here, except the people who were in altcoins because they were following the safe range. Now, let's check this out. We're not going to lose this curve. We're not going to lose overall support that we have at 8,746 that easily. It's not possible to just have it gone with one movement. Even though we have this huge chop here, it shows how volatile and how empty of a gap it is to have that within one candle. Okay, it's not a good ideology to open any short. It's not a good ideology to open any long. This could possibly end up looking like this. This is what you can see. Or we're gonna, what I think would happen, honestly, is that we're gonna have that whole thing happening, because when the support gets triggered, you can see it does this choppy jump. Same thing. Chop, it gets here. We're too close to this bad boy right here, guys. This is the 10,328. And basically the price has such a hard time to remain over it. Okay. And what's cool about this is that once we do have a good amount of bullish candles here, once we have a great divergence of a RSI over here, when the Ichi is telling us what this risk is, we should consider that. We should consider to write these little up and downs, have low leverages in place to write these little things. This support zone, yes, we lost it at this point, but that doesn't mean we're not going to visit it again. Okay. Now, if we do break under this, you see this support right here. Let me label it. If we lose this, guys, this is where we're going to consider, okay, now we are in a bearish zone and we have to be very careful, you know, but till then, let's just watch how this is going to play out, and then we make our other decisions. This is how I see BTC, guys. This is what I see on a lower time frame. Okay, and I have updated you all on premium as well. And even when we lose this, we're gonna drop to 6,800 to 7,118. I do not understand why people think we're gonna make it down here that easily. It's not possible. Now, the other thing you have to understand is that Bitcoin is sitting on a relationship on Bitcoin to gold, Bitcoin to S&P 500. And what really um, puts the mentality behind gold, behind S&P 500, is the way how we have the mass in America think about the market, and they take decisions on that. And the rest of the world think about America and the American market. Um, what's cool about it is that gold goes up when the volatility of the market is there. Let's check out gold, XAU USD. XAU USD. Look where we are, guys. We are sitting at a support. Okay. Now, if we lose this, yes, there's going to be another dump, and probably the next supports are going to be right about here. But about 14th of June, we're gonna basically be on a standoff from the overall market. Apparently, in America, a lot of black movement leaders, they're having a protest happening. Now, my mentality here is that there is something bigger than what is supposed to be happening is in place. There's a hidden hand. They're considering to show this so they can show the mayhem. The This is all, guys. Is like, for example, I think everything has been manipulated with the way how the politics is going. I'm not gonna go too in details with it, but you can see how we're going to hit here, and then we're going to have another jump back up. Hopefully we're not going to lose this with gold. Let's check out S&P 500. Here's the S&P 500 futures. Let's do this. Let's go with okay. All right. So, guys, hate regular candles. All right, guys, this is it's so strange. The world is going through such a crazy time, and look how bullish some things look like because of the amount of manipulation that is just in place. Who the hell is keep printing money? So this is the resistance. We have to touch it, have a decline, and then go back up. I don't think we can just take it over with. This thing needs some breathing to do. To be honest with you, I think we're gonna have a little bit of a choppiness then take off. But if we do break this in a sudden, then here is the buyback zone because it has to retest it. But it looks pretty bullish, guys. This is crazy. So that's S&P 500. So if S&P 500 is this bullish, should you be bearish on gold? Should you be bearish on Bitcoin? I don't think so. If gold is looking like how I showed you right here, should you be considering that, oh my God, Bitcoin is going to be bearish? If gold is about to hit support, would you be bearish? No. You should play it in between. You have a mix of mentality in there. You can't just consider like, oh, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that. Yeah, gold could crash really nicely here, but the S&P 500 is there. You can see how the support is reacting here, guys. Now, all right, let's check out to see if there are any suggestions in the chat room for what I should check. Did we skip BRD? Did we skip BRD? Let me see. All right, well, we can check BRD. Let's. All right, guys. So here's the chart for BRD. Now, BRD is what we got going on here. Guys, we are in a bullish channel, okay? Coming off of a huge harmonic. These green lines are going to be our diagonal resistance. You can see how we're here. We've lost this basic support that we had. I would say about 15,000 Satoshi over here, and a gap happened. The gap is going to complete itself 45% to the top of the channel as well. I'm pretty sure of it. Or if we even have a decline, you should buy back more. This is something, guys, you should put your little bags in it. Keep buying because it's going to break this channel. And I have my overall SL over here. Yes, it's kind of crazy, but I'm not trying to escape this trade that easily. My targets are huge, guys. 137%, 135%, 374%. I'm planning on basically run this all the way to here. Once we capture this green line, we're going to even be more spiky. Then when that's the time that some of these lads who start buying here going to come back to the game. And that was BRD, guys. And that was as that. I hope you liked the review that we had this week. Subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and don't forget to support each other on the chat. And if there's anything, ask me a question. Have a good one. Thank you.